It turns out Adele's been going easy on us because we apparently have been saying her name wrong for years. Everyone, including Oprah, has been saying her name like this.
Adele. Adele.
Adele Atkins. Adele.
Well, during a recent event with fans, Adele took a video question from a woman who said her name like this.
Hi Adele, I'm Annie and I'm from London.
Where's she from? Enfield or something? Love that. She said my name perfectly. Yeah. He came and asked me how I say my name and I was like, Adele.
How's
she
mine?
was like, hi Adele.
They do it. Adele?
Adele.
Adele.
It sounds like Adele, but she means Adele, like Chippendale.
Adele.
Adele.
Adele?
No, Adele, like Chippendale.
Adele.
Adele.
Stop saying that.
Okay.
Sorry, I just came back from Disneyland.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have another Rihanna situation.
It is.
Where, like, you know, we've been saying your name. I've said your name thousands of times this way. Like, it's going to be hard for an older gent like myself to turn the battleship around and, like, start saying
like
it the other way.
Al.
I know, but I've been saying Rihanna. Well, halfway almost.
You changed with Rihanna. You changed with Zendaya.
Yep.
That was easy. And earlier, I just thought it was really interesting. Erica Cobb brought up on the show, another one of our co-hosts. It's a lot of times women are told, just let it go, just let it go, just let it go. And finally, when you have enough power, you can say, no, that's how you say my name. I think that's so interesting.
Kind of like Daily Blast Live.
And we let it go. We're just like, anytime you mention our name.
What show you're on? The Daily Beast?
The Beast of
the
Days?
Blast. The
Beast of
Days.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But so is this. Listen, you have 1 year, not 15. You can't say after 15 years, my name's Adele. I'm not saying it. I'd rather not do an Adele story.
Yeah.
Than look like an idiot every time I talk. That happens enough. I don't need to
See,
Adele
that's
too.
what I'm worried about. From this point forward, I'm worried about saying Adele, and then all the viewers out there who never heard this one story being like, why is she pronouncing Adele, Adele?
Adele.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Can we split the middle and just say like Adele?
Just say it fast.
No more Adele stories.
Okay.
That's it.
So James Corden is in hot water again. This time it's over joke stealing. James recently made a joke comparing Twitter to a town square that sounded similar to one of Ricky Gervais's jokes that he made in his Netflix special back in 2018. Take a listen.
Because if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says guitar lessons available,
that's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons.
like you don't get people in the town go, I don't want to play the guitar!
And you go, but I don't want guitar lessons.
Ooh, James has since tweeted, quote, I inadvertently told a brilliant Ricky Gervais joke on the show last night, obviously not knowing it came from him. He then directed his followers to Ricky's Netflix special. Ricky seemed to put the blame on one of James's writers, saying, quote, I doubt James would knowingly just copy such a famous stand-up routine word for word. You said, yup, you get this, your comment.
Yeah.
Tell us,
that
and you wrote for Shaq's show.
Right, yeah, I mean, this is why, as a comic, I avoid watching a lot of specials. I watched the Chappelle special because we were going to talk about it, but I just do not watch specials, and it comes off as like you're hating, but you're not. All those guys I've known those guys since we were sleeping on each other's couches, but I don't watch it because sometimes when you're a good comic, good enough to be on Netflix, your voice and your cadence just seeps into you, and then you're like, oh, I'm talking like my boy Hannibal, I'm talking like my boy Tone Bell, and it's just because their voices in my head. So I could see that happening, but for that to be that dead on, I don't know, but that writer, like, he's not writing jokes, you know, he's just reading them off a prompter, and that's why you have a writing staff, and they really let him down there.
They did.
It's really embarrassing.
It's sabotage for him. I mean, that's like, he's in a lot of hot water.
That's a famous joke, too. It's not like they went to an open mic and
it's like any Ricky Gervais, I don't know, it was well known, that joke, and I know that SNL, for instance, has been known to go to Groundlings one weekend. The next week, on Saturday, they have the exact same scene that they just saw from the Groundlings or Second City. So when it happens, and it's been accused of Robin Williams even and Amy Schumer, it can sometimes be a little too like, oh, that makes a resounding joke that's universal. This one was laziness, and they didn't vet it.
I don't know if it's laziness, and Jeff, I'm sorry to jump over you, but like, I think a lot of times when you're working on a deadline, we're talking about SNL, we're talking about a late night show, you got to come up with new jokes every night. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And after a while, there's nothing left in that well, so you're just like, let's head out to the Groundlings. Hopefully they got something, and I'll change the mom to an aunt or something. same, but it's very similar.
Yeah, that's when it's time to move on. It's funny you say that because a lot of comedians, when they start off, say I have the same cadence as Dave Attell.
Yes, I toured with Dave, and I was in West Virginia one time, and a comic goes, have you been on tour with him for a while? And I go, yeah, and he goes, I can tell. And I was like, oh. That's a big one a lot of comics say, because I listen to a lot of comic podcasts. Jeff, and we're just, it's a way that you can just, and I was around him 24 hours a day, so like I could see it,
Yeah, subconsciously, I could see it, right? But this was the inflection of the joke was spot on.
Yes.
So maybe someone's got to get fired in a situation like this.
It's not good, especially when,
if you're out of ideas and you can't do the job anymore, and you're straight stealing from somebody,
Jeff on this one.
That's a cancellation, not because you tapped someone on the shoulder 40 years ago and you got to get out of there.
Yeah, this is a big deal, and it's super embarrassing for the show because it makes people question all the other jokes that you may have stolen.
I love when Sam just nods her head because she's like, we got to go.
Okay, so it turns out that U2 lead singer Bono might be a lightweight. In his new memoir, Bono revealed that while visiting President Obama at the White House, he passed out in Lincoln's bedroom after having 1 or 2 glasses of wine. Now, Bono insisted he got drunk so fast because of an allergy to salicylic acid, but Obama didn't buy it. Bono said he wrote the book as a love letter to his wife of 40 years. Speaking to GMA, he said his long-lasting marriage has come down to one thing. Watch.
You know, friendship is at the heart of it, really. I mean, friendship is a lot less kind of passionate as it looks at face value, but I think it can outpace even romantic love. If you've got both, even better.
We all were having a conversation.
Is that how rock stars sit? Just sit up, Bono.
Yeah.
And I'm still mad at Bono for
the phone.
For gifting my phone, my Apple phone, his entire album, and still to this day, when I get in my car, I don't know why my car loves to play U2. That's the song that comes on.
So annoying. He took full responsibility for that in the book, by the way. He was like, that was all my idea, which was a terrible idea.
That was a bold choice.
It was a bold choice. I will also say in the book, Surrender, which I highly recommend, he says he almost died, went through a cardiac event that, I don't know if it was a heart attack, but something with his heart where he was in life or death there. So he kept that quite quiet, but can't wait to read this book. He's got a lifetime to share.
I do commend him for his beautiful love story with his wife.
High school sweethearts.
Loves her.
Who cares? He got drunk in the Lincoln bedroom.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear about.
Off 2 glasses, which is embarrassing. We all have friends that can't hold their booze, and you tell them, like, we're going to go to this party. It's my father-in-law. Please don't mess this up. And you look over and they're in their 3rd glass. They're like, that's it.
Dude, I don't think he had 2 glasses of wine. That seems like he had a bunch.
He has an allergy to salicylic.
I'm so tired of the alcohol allergy.
Yeah.
That's not
Just go with it. I got drunk in a Lincoln bedroom. That's a great story.
Totally.
The love letter to your wife?
The iconic 1983 movie, A Christmas Story, is back.
Cleveland.
Now, the new film, A Christmas Story Christmas, takes place 30 years after the original. Now, Pete Billingsley is back, as well as much of the cast.
Friends?
Ralph, dear old man.
Fragile.
He was the best.
Ralphie, promise me we're gonna make this a wonderful Christmas. That would make your father so happy.
I promise. What had I done? And now it was all up to me?
I suggest you start drinking and don't stop till New Year's.
Yes.
That's
now, one change, Melinda Dillon, who played Ralphie's mother, has since retired, so Julie Haggerty is taking over the role, and the actor who played Ralphie's dad, he passed away in 2006. I want to show you guys the side-by-side of Ralphie then and Ralphie now. Oh, yeah. You would know it's him. I would know it's him.
Those eyes, too. Huh?
I know. So, like, is the bully going to be back? Is the little brother, can't put my arms down,
There is no way that bully is not in that bar that they're hanging out in.
That's great.
You know, it's like he's going to send him a drink like, what's up? Yeah, it's going to be a thing. I couldn't think
yellow eyes.
His yellow eyes.
What movie did you see?
What movie? Were you watching Teen Wolf lately?
Yeah, that sounds like it was X-Men.
If you've watched The Christmas Story.
In high def, apparently.
There's a whole narrative. You know how Ralphie has the narrative always as the adult male voice, where, like the Wonder Years, where he says, and he has yellow eyes. Yes, his yellow eyes. It's part of the movie.
You just had a whole conversation with yourself. Ooh. You asked the question, answered it, and then went on.
Okay, clearly you guys have not seen the Christmas.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
You've never seen The Christmas Story?
As a Jew, we never kind of sat and watched
Will you watch it this holiday
They eat
season?
Chinese food at the end.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Does it hold up? Does anyone think it holds up?
Yes, I watch it every winter.
All I know is some kid gets his tongue stuck, and I thought, all right, we got it.
I have to close my eyes at that part.
Really?
It freaks me out.
Does it stretch?
Remember when he's in line and then like the...
That's my favorite. That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Go ahead. I love it.
You say it.
No, you say it.
I've talked enough. You say it.
Sam, you just had the
It's
not that funny, but the guy comes up behind me, he's like, I like the Tin Man.
Yeah.
And like he like I don't just you gotta watch the whole thing.
Yeah. And then Ralphie, what does Ralphie say? Ralphie loos at me, he goes.
He just keeps ignoring it.
Yeah, he totally, he's like, okay.